Hey there, you're watching the weather show with meteorologist Vin Crosby. I am Vin Crosby, and I grew up in the Northeast. I grew up in Rhode Island, specifically Johnston, Rhode Island. Have a lot of friends and family back up through that area, and of course, with the big nor'easter developing, I had a lot of requests, specifically from Christopher Gazzetti. Go Zeddy. Yeah, the Gazzettis. I lived on Mathewson Street, and we hung out and played, stayed friends all these years. And so he said, Vin, what do you think is going to happen for this upcoming storm? And so I said I'd do it around 8-ish New England time, but then I got carried away with all kinds of graphics and stuff like that, and it took longer to produce. So my apologies for being a little bit late, but you're going to have, about a day, I'd say the morning, to prepare for this storm. It's going to be a classic nor'easter. For those of you in the Northeast who stumbled on this video on YouTube, I have a long career as being a meteorologist, about 30 plus years, bounced around the country, worked at the Weather Channel a little bit, and so that's who I am. And so I thought I'd give a little forecast for this big nor'easter. I really fell in love with weather, as many of us did back in New England, with the blizzard of 1978. That was pretty epic, wasn't it? I have friends up in New Hampshire, Maine, even folks I met out here in Idaho who moved back to New Jersey. They're out there. They made a request and said, hey, give us a snow update. And my cousin down in Maryland said the same thing. I just can't cover everything. Pretty much this forecast track, I will share this. The models are pretty much all right on the same course. There's a little differentiation, but right now I think it's going to be mostly snow, and with that, that means the snow totals will be a little bit on the high side, not the low side. Wind will not be that great with the storm, but there'll be enough wind to give some snow drifts as we get on into things. And with that note, let's get on into things. So pretty much we've got this big area of low pressure rolling into the plains. That's going to be the development of this nor'easter. The cold, dry air is being pushed into place, and with this moisture getting pulled up from the Gulf, it's going to run on into the cold air, and voila, we get our nor'easters, which we've become so accustomed to. The computer forecast models are doing pretty much the same thing, taking this storm and then doing what we call in the jet stream a little negative tilt. It'll kind of bend backwards here. You can see it right there. New England up into the northeast, top right-hand corner of your screen, and there's the system. Watch this circle right there. See that circle? That is forming over New York City. That's an increasing intensification, I should say, and that will move on up towards the northeast. Let's go and take a look at that cold, dry air and the readings across the region, pretty much from Washington, D.C. on up through Philadelphia, in towards New York City. A lot of cold air, dew point temperatures, that's the blue number you see there. That's what measures the amount of water content in the atmosphere. When it is in the teens, a good chance that we'll see snow to start, and then maybe a change over to rain when we get some of the strong southerly winds in. But notice New England. We got single digits going on in New England and some portions up into Massachusetts, back even out on the Cape in that blue dew point temperature. The air temperatures are in the 20s and 30s. So with that cool, dry air mass moving in and those dew point temperatures as low as they are, all snow with this one, folks, in New England. Maybe a brief change over to rain along the coast, but even there, I see it going back over to snow. Checking out some of the temperatures across much of Rhode Island as we go in for a closer look. There is North Central State Airport, and then coming back over down in towards Greenville. You can see temperatures around 28 degrees, dew point temperatures in the single digits. Providence coming in, of course, right around freezing, but again, the dew point temperature down around 5. And then going over to Cranston, we got temperatures around 30 down to 4, and then back on up into many locations. You can see up there on Attleboro, temperatures in the 20s. Dew point temperatures in the low teens. So all this air mass, which really stretches from New York all the way on up into Maine, is going to remain intact. And then once the moisture starts falling into this air mass, that's when we'll start to see what we call evaporational cooling. So that's when the water falls into the dry atmosphere, it evaporates. And evaporation causes the air to become colder. And so when we get that to go on through, we're going to see that temperature just get locked in, and that's why I'm pretty confident we'll see mostly snow with this one and some pretty good snow amounts as well. Quick look at the computer forecast model. Coming on up from south to north, you can see a lot of this is going to be mostly snow, and there's a lot of precipitation coming on through with this particular model, which I'm following and kind of like. And then you can see a lot of purple develop in there with the blues. That purple is a range of snow anywhere from 6 to 9 inches per 6 hours. And you can see a lot of purple kind of just drapes itself over New Jersey, New York City, getting into southern New England. So a pretty hefty snowstorm coming our way. I didn't have a chance to do all the snow totals across the region, but in New Jersey, you will see some of these snow totals in New England transpire a little bit earlier down in your area throughout the day on Wednesday. But then Wednesday afternoon, Wednesday night, things are going to really pick up in intensity. You do not want to be on the roads of Interstate 95. You will be stranded, and you could be there for several hours before somebody can even get to you. Snow drifts could be up in that 3 to 4 foot range, and with the snow totals really starting to pile up as well. So let's go and take a look at some of those snow totals. So what I've done is basically showed the amount of snow that will fall, in a period of time of 6 hours. So
I just did a wonderful forecast halfway through. I ran out of memory on my phone. So that's another reason why I've been delayed. Now let's go and do those snow totals that I did, just probably the best I've ever done, and you missed it. I'll see if I can recreate it right here. All right, let's go in and check out snow totals. Of course, the snow is going to start moving in late in the day in southern and southwestern areas of New England. Of course, New York, New Jersey, inundated. If you're traveling down towards 95, anywhere down towards Philadelphia, just north of Washington, D.C., look out. Really just north and west of Baltimore. It looks like that rain snow line will be right down there, which it's so common, right out pretty much the I-95 corridor. That's pretty much going to be where the rain will be falling south and east of there. But north and west, boy, it's really going to come down. Look for treacherous travel conditions across I-95, all the way back through New Jersey, Pennsylvania, getting on up into New York State Wednesday afternoon. All right, so let's go and check out some snow total forecasts for southern New England. We'll see 1 to 3 inches of snow on the ground late in the day going into the evening hours of Wednesday evening, and then 2 to 5 inches of snow should be on the ground around New York City, and points down south and west of that area, you will see a tremendous amount of snowfall. There will be probably 5 to 10 inches of snow on the ground Wednesday afternoon going into Wednesday night around Philadelphia and sections of New Jersey, so watch out for that treacherous travel that will be taking place. As the snow works its way on to the north, what I've done here is I'm just giving you the amounts of snow to fall within 6-hour periods. So from 7 p.m. Wednesday until 1 a.m. in the morning Thursday, this is what I see the snow totals to be. So I have 1 to 3 inches expanding into southern areas of New Hampshire by the morning hours, early morning hours of Thursday just after midnight. 2 to 5 inches will come on down going into central Massachusetts. 4 to 7 inches of snow will be possible in areas of Rhode Island, back into most areas of Connecticut, extreme southwestern and southeastern areas of Massachusetts around Cape Cod. And then you see that big band of orange coming in, 6 to 9 inches of snow possible from Long Island back through New York. This is where the heaviest bands of snow will start to really pile up and really intensify going into the early morning hours of Thursday, and then all that will move to the north. And by 1 a.m. to 7 a.m. on Thursday, another 6 to 9 inches of snow could fall in southern New England. Some areas may get that inch per hour rate. Some will get 1 to 2 inches per hour, I think, in some spots. Don't be surprised to hear some thunder. Some thunder snows will be possible in some sections with this storm. The band of 4 to 7 inches of snow reaches northern areas of Massachusetts, southern areas of New Hampshire, and then 2 to 5 inches possible up there in southern Maine and central and southern areas of New Hampshire. This will be a southern New England storm. It'll be a classic snowstorm with the nor'easter, the winds, the snow, the whole 9 yards. And then, as this system kind of winds down and moves off towards the north and east, we'll have a band of 2 to maybe 5 inches of snow and some snow showers lingering around many areas of New England. But the Cape could see another 4 to 7 inches in a narrow band just around Bourne Bridge, just southeast of Taunton, and then back out on the Cape and the islands. I do think that the marine effect will be at bay. I think we'll see some scattered areas of heavy bands of snow continuing on the Cape as the track of the storm doesn't do its traditional track and kind of veer up into the Gulf of Maine. It's going to scoot to the east and miss a lot of areas of Maine with the heaviest snows. Southern New England getting the heaviest snows out of this as we go throughout the day. So this will be a classic. There will be lots of snow, and if you add up the totals there, many areas, I think in southern New England, easily are going to be falling into that 14 to maybe 24 inches of snow on the ground with the higher drifts. So drifts of snow 1 to 3 feet pretty easily. Wouldn't be surprised to see some 4-foot snow drifts. Although the winds aren't going to be cranking as strong as past nor'easters, there will be enough to blow and drift some snow in some areas. So pretty good snows out there across many locations. I'd love to hear comments on the YouTube video below, basically of how much you've received. Was the forecast on target, or was it out to lunch? But I'm concerned with folks down around Pennsylvania, through my friends in New Jersey, on up in toward New York City, southern areas of Connecticut, back on in through Rhode Island. That stretch right in through there could see significant snows. You do not want to be on the roadways, and if you do, well, prepare for maybe a day or maybe several hours of being stranded, and you want to make sure you have a winter weather survival kit in that car if you're out and about in this snowstorm. Other than that, classic New England snowstorm. Should be a lot of good snows, a lot of good sledding, a lot of good skiing. I wish I was there because we didn't get that much snow out here in the Northwest, and these fresh, good snowstorms are great up there skiing, maybe Waterville Valley, maybe up around Killington, getting over into southern areas of New Hampshire. But Wachusett is probably going to be the best ski area to go with the fresh snow down there in eastern areas of Massachusetts. Unfortunately, my good friend Ram, went to college with him. He asked me to forecast the snow or make the snow miss his driveway. Unfortunately, I don't have that power, my friend. I used to have that power when we were in Plymouth State College, but it just left me. I'm just kidding. Friends and family, just be safe out there. Really wish I was there to do maybe some sledding down at the old hill. These storms, I mean, I love the old blizzard of '78. We had so much fun as kids on 2 Mathewson Street and sledding down the back. We called it the hills, but they were pretty good hills. Right now, I bet you they're all overgrown with trees, but we had every little ski hill, every pattern you could possibly imagine, we had carved out through there. Good snowball fight weather, so have a good old snowball fight. Get out and enjoy all the wonderful things that this storm is going to have for us. Build those snowmans. I'd love to see pictures of that. You can add a picture there in the comments below as you go through enjoying the winter weather. I love the big winter storms. I was just talking to my mom today saying, hey, boy, I miss my dad. He passed. It's almost 2 years now, but we would talk about winter storms. I mean, that's what got the family going. Probably one of the reasons why I became a meteorologist and enjoy doing this so much. So that is the way things are shaking down. Again, I'll follow it a little bit, but I wanted to give an update. Thanks, Chris Gazzetti, for wanting me to do this, or kind of giving me a little push to do this. And thanks for all of those of you out there who follow me. Please share the video. Please subscribe to the YouTube show, The Weather Show with Vin Crosby. If you haven't, please hit that little subscribe button. It helps me out a great deal with the possibility of getting some sponsors. And yeah, I'd love to hear your comments and feedback on what you think about the show. And if you're just tuning in, for the first time, I'm glad you tuned on in up there in the Northeast, the big storms coming on through. So it's going to be fun to watch this one unfold. Be safe.